Okay, hello Tourist 1000. I wanted to go ahead and make a video for you, kind of run you through the video presentation that you will have due at the end of the semester. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to share my screen so that you can see what it is that I'm talking about. All right, go ahead, that is now shared. Perfect. Okay, so what we have here is all right, so here is your presentation is going to be due on the 30th of October at noon. All right, so I'm scrolling down here, and here is your assessment 3, clicking on that. What you are going to be doing is you are going to be picking some kind of experience from tourism, hospitality, or an event, okay? So you could be picking a particular destination, you could be picking a resort, you could be picking Disney or Dream World or a restaurant that you went to. You can select a tour that you went on. You can select, you went to Splendor in the Grass or some other kind of event, but some kind of TH&E, one of those types of experiences, whatever it is that you want. And you're going to record yourself giving a presentation on this particular experience. The presentation should be about 5 to 7 minutes, something like that. And you're going to look at it from 3 perspectives. One, you're going to be looking at it from the consumer perspective and what you liked about it, or what you didn't really like, but basically what was your impression as the consumer. You're going to be looking at it from the management perspective. So you're going to take a step back and you're going to be the role of the manager. And you are then going to be saying, okay, if I was in charge, this is what I would add, this is what I would take away, this is what I would change. Now, you can't say it was amazing, it was awesome, I loved it so much, I wouldn't change anything. That is not an acceptable answer, okay? You have to say, this is what you would do, because we are always looking to improve. And you would go ahead and you would also go ahead and give recommendations for the future. So let me actually go ahead and show you the presentation criteria sheet. So let me make sure that I've got the correct share screen up. All right, there we go. Presentation criteria screen, good. Okay, so basically you want to tell me, I'm the only one who's going to be watching these really. So tell me about the experience itself, because I may or may not have any background on it. And you should give me a good perspective. This many people go there every year. This is what it does. Or maybe it's an event and it's held, every 4 years and it's 2 weeks long, or whatever it may be. This is how much revenue it makes, that sort of thing. You're going to want to talk about impacts. So think about the social, okay, so we talked about economic impacts. Think also about social, environmental impacts. So what are the benefits to the community of holding this event or having this, tourism experience? What are potentially some of the costs? So make sure you're covering that. Give some examples. So tell me, a lot of times what people do is they do like a top 5 list. Okay, so these are the 5, instead of talking about all of Japan, you talk about 5 things you did in Japan. Okay, so that, again, this is where being a bit narrower is easier for you. So you go ahead and you give some examples of maybe you want to talk about the top 5 things to do, or that sort of thing. Your research is basically providing some of that detail. So how many people go, how long has it been around, how much money does it make? So show that you are using more than simply your own experience. Show that you've actually done some research, you've read some things, you've learned some bits. Okay, and then we're gonna, and then we're gonna get into the argument and the recommendations. So the argument is, from your perspective as a tourist, what makes this a good experience or a bad experience? And then step into the role of a manager and say, this is what I would recommend. So now that I think this is a great experience, these are the few things as the manager that I would now change a little bit. Or now that as a tourist, I thought this was terrible, as a manager, these are all of the things that I would change, okay? So that I would add or change or fix. And then ultimately you have your presentation style, Ideally, you should not be using scripts. I mean, I do expect to see you, so you should be using like a PowerPoint and then putting your own the photo of your, you know, yourself speaking in the corner or something. You want to make sure that it's delivered so that I can hear it, obviously, and make sure that you're using some good PowerPoints or some good, you know, photos, that sort of thing, so that I can actually see what it is that you're doing. Okay, so that's basically what the presentation is about. You're going to be doing this many times during your degree, where you're going to be evaluating a tourism or hospitality or event experience, you know, as a consumer, and then, you know, being the manager and saying what it is that you're going to do to make it better. So this is your first experience doing this. You're going to be doing this many more times. So that's why we go through this. So I think that should be very self-explanatory for you. Now, I've also given you, go back to this again. I've also given you some FAQs. I've also given you some information about tips to, you know, make it better, positives and negatives. Now, in terms of submitting this, now last semester, a lot of people were having difficulties submitting on Kaltura. So I'm going to give you the option to, if you would like to upload it onto YouTube, and you can hide it, you can make it a private link, and then email me the link as long as it is before the deadline, okay? I will accept it that way. I'm more than happy to do it that way. But I know that last semester, a lot of people had problems uploading to Kaltura, especially like right before that deadline. So do not wait until the last minute to upload if you're going to do it on Kaltura. But anyway, yeah, so those are your two options. You can do YouTube or you can do Kaltura, okay? Either way is perfectly fine. I don't really have a preference. I know that I have seen YouTube be a lot easier because I use it a lot, obviously, to post everything for your class. So I kind of prefer that. But yeah, I don't really care how you choose to submit it. But either way, I would say get it done at least a day early and submit it at least a day early, just in case there are any kind of upload problems. As always, if there are any questions, let me know. If you have a question as to whether or not your experience is appropriate, definitely let me know. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, I'm very happy to answer any of those questions. And if it's necessary for me to do a bunch of consult hours like I did before the essay, I can certainly do that. There's no issue. And yeah, I hope that you guys are all having a wonderful break. Hopefully you're not working too hard and you're having some time to enjoy and relax. And yeah, I guess that's about it. I will talk to you soon. See you soon. Bye.